I'm visiting today with Alice Cox, and I am thrilled to be here with this philanthropist for our region. Alice, it's my understanding that you came all the way back here after being gone for a long, long time, something like 70 years.
Yes.
How did you decide to come back to West Central Minnesota?
Well, it's my motherland. It's the heart of America. I was born and raised in Lake Lillian, Minnesota. So my husband passed away, and I returned, and just love it.
What do you like about it?
Well, I just like the people. I like Wilmer. It's just something, like I said, it's the heart of America. And being I was born and raised in Lake Lillian, I'm at home.
What was the best part of being raised in a small town like Lake Lillian?
Well, it couldn't have been jollier. Everybody had control of you. You know, everybody knew everybody. So that naturally we were a family. You know, everybody. If we got out of sorts, anybody could put us in place.
And you seem like maybe you were a little bit of a rebel, were you?
Oh, no. No, I was not, because I had a very, very strict mother. You know, she was the commander, and I commanded.
Well, speaking of family, your nieces and nephews, and all of your friends are thrilled that you are getting this philanthropy award. And they asked me to ask you some questions. They noted that you and Joe had traveled the world and that you had many, many talents that you used. And they wanted to know what you were proud to have accomplished yourself in addition to marrying your good-looking husband, Joe.
Well, I don't feel that I have accomplished a lot. The Lord and I are partners. Really, and that's sincerely, it's always been. So that it isn't that whatever I have done, I thank and praise the Lord for that. I'm a Christian.
Well, I can see that, and I can hear that, and apparently you've done some great things with the talents that God gave you. Can you tell us a little bit about how you've been able to use those talents to help others?
Well, really, I shouldn't say that, because after all, Joe and I were married at a late age. I'm 35, he's 44, so we were no teenagers. And the thing was, to help others, I was more on the helping, you know, like students. We were in a university town, and we had foreign students that would come and stay with us until they could enter the university. So we had quite a diversity of, you know, people around it, especially foreign students.
So my understanding is that you've had some adventures as a result of having foreign students. You have this beautiful cane. It looks like it was handmade by someone who...
Well, no, that came from Mexico. My brother-in-law bought that for my mother, and she wouldn't even use it. It was too garish. So after 70 years, this old lady picked it up.
Well, it is beautiful. Tell us a little bit about some of the activities. You've had a long and, from what I understand, a very fulfilling life. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've done during your adventures.
Well, I've always had to be me. You know, I never wished I was somebody else. I was comfortable in the skin that I was born in. And like I say, I have to be me. I can't wish or hope that I could be somebody else, because that isn't me.
Well, we're glad that you're you. But if you're explaining to someone in your break room over here or having coffee with someone and they said, Alice, tell us a little bit about your life, what would you say to them?
Well, thank God I was brought up by a Christian family. My mother especially, because my father had a little grocery store business, and he was also a part-time farmer. So that a great influence for her, because she commanded, and whatever she said, I
Followed it, eh?
yes, I followed it.
What would you tell the young people in this community, whether they're 8 years old or they're 18 years old or they're 48 years old, what would you tell them about what they should do in their lives? What would you encourage them to do?
To be themselves. Don't try to fit into somebody else's shoes. Be grateful for who you are and what you're doing. Your attitude of gratitude is the very, very most important thing.
Your attitude of gratitude. What a fantastic thing to say. I think that will inspire many, many people who are watching this tape. Alice, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Are there people in your life who've made a difference that you want to mention?
Well, I've had so many, but Joe, my husband, my mother, very, very strong mother influence. But I wasn't with her that many years, but the years that I had made quite an implant. Yes, in my church, naturally.
Well, you're getting this award for philanthropy, which means that you're giving back to the community. For anybody who might not be aware, and they're going to hear all about you, I'm sure, but you and Joe have done a lot. Can you tell people 2 of the things that you've done?
Well, there's so much. Joe was so hard of hearing, so he didn't communicate. He was the thinker, he made the living, and I made the living worthwhile.
I think that your family are probably having a great time watching this, and they're probably having a super time realizing how dear you and Joe were to them and are to them. Is there anything else that you would like to share with them?
Well, there's so much they already know about me, and Joe. And so that Joe was a very, very brilliant man. He didn't hear well, so that he didn't communicate, he didn't socialize, I should say, because he never even finished the 5th grade, but brilliant, great reader, and he invented the saw chain, the chain that goes around a bar, and he got the patent on that, and that's how we made our living. And he retired very, very early because of it. But I say we both were so low-keyed. Neither one of us were having a want list. We could have had, but there was no reason to have it.
Well, fantastic. Alice, it has been an absolute joy to interview you. So all of you out there, whether you're going out and buying your chainsaw or you're dividing some wood to put in your fire or your stove or make s'mores, all the people out there who are thinking about giving their time and talents back to the community as well as their dollars and cents, we want you to have an attitude of gratitude and remember what our friend Alice just said. An attitude of gratitude. Be glad for who you are and what you bring and give it back to your community.
Yes.
Alice Cox, we're proud to know you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. And yet, like I say, I feel like I'm inundated with a storm. It isn't me because, like I said, I'm so low-keyed.
Well, obviously, Alice is very humble. So give her a round of applause and let's appreciate Alice.
Well, thank you very much. You're most kind and considerate.